Hey everybody, so this is going to be done in post-commentary because this is basically going to be a cleanup of Delfino Plaza here, and I really feel like I don't think I would have anything substantive to comment about while doing this because a lot of the stuff is kind of boring to do. Sorry of the game, and you just really don't know what to say at the spur of the moment, nor find any entertaining quips to go along with it. Because a lot of this stuff, let me just be very blunt here, guys, is pretty boring. It's pretty boring to watch, it's pretty boring to just have to show off. Which, yeah, kind of brings me to the question of, again, should I get all the blue coins here? I know I was kind of saying this right at the start of this playthrough, and I still don't have a clear-cut answer to that, but from what I've been kind of, from what we can gather here, it kind of seems like I'm kind of moving along with this, and I basically have things kind of planned out, and I'm gonna kind of roll with the changes here. I've got a checklist. Thankfully, there's a checklist that IGN has come up with for the All-Stars version, for the Mario 3D All-Stars version of this game, because I think a lot of players are utterly confused on how to obtain all these blue coins for 100%ing the game if they so choose. Again, in general, my game musicians, I'm not a completionist by any means. I'm very much more of a casual gamer more than anything. I've just been kind of more into this completionist phase lately, ever since kind of going through. I mean, I just beat Twilight Princess, 100% of that game. It was kind of a chore, but I finally 100% of that game nonetheless. And yeah, there we go. We actually took care of probably the hardest part of getting the blue coins there. Just getting the 2 blue birds, which require either F.L.U.D, which is a lot more tedious, or Yoshi, which is probably a lot easier, but given the fact that I don't... Maybe we do have Yoshi? Maybe we actually... It's kind of a while since I played this game, as you can probably tell. I'm recording my voice here late in May, despite the fact that I did this actual recording footage back in January. So it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've actually did some editing here with this. I've been catching up with the remaining episodes that were recorded last year. Anyway, 2 more blue coins have been nailed. They've been nailed to the coffin of Count Dracula's long-lost sister. And yeah, here is the easiest one of the fruit missions. There are 4 in total, I do believe. We actually completed the banana one in a previous episode, which was actually, again, pretty easy, but again, like I said before, sort of boring to do on screen, because you may not have some really good commentary to go along with it. You're just kind of gathering fruit. It's not exactly very exciting to watch, let's just put it that way. But this is the easiest one, because this one only requires coconuts, and lo and behold, this game would actually have a coconut tree. A coconut tree on an isle? Really, really, Sunshine. You would actually have the gall to put a coconut tree right by this vendor who is looking for coconuts, when she can't actually climb the tree herself. Why can't she climb this palm tree herself? Why is video game logic coming into play? I don't really understand what is going on here. I just want out! Meanwhile, she's just dancing while she's letting a plumber do her dirty work. Even if this stuff isn't particularly dirty. As a matter of fact, it just seems pretty... pretty... aquatic, if you ask me. Aquatic. Let's get it, we're doing this on an island. And now let's get the hardest one out of the way, why don't we? Yeah, here's the Durian mission. Oh boy, this one. I really love this one. This one's gonna be here for the gold, guys. Ladies and germs, we're in it for the gold, yep. This is basically the part where we kind of speed the video up eventually, because... oh god, this one. So, there's pretty much only probably 2 places where we can find these little sons of bitches. Yeah, right here at this very spot. This is basically the only part where we find these very troublesome fruits. And that's how you're supposed to do it, guys. You're supposed to kick these around like soccer balls. And hope for the best that they don't end up in the water, or that you don't just accidentally kick these far enough where they end up in the water. Yeah, and this will take a couple more tries just to, I mean, we have to bring 3 of these durians to this bitch. And let me just tell you, it was no pleasure cruise just getting this into that goal, into that basket. Again, I'm just talking like I'm actually playing soccer, like we're actually kicking a soccer ball into the goal here. You know me, I'm striker number 1, Super Mario Strikers. Promoting a game. And while I'm bouncing on that same fruit. While I'm still trying to get this stupid fruit into the basket. And yeah, yeah, there we go. Yeah, since that durian just landed in the water due to Mario's precariousness, we have to do this again. And again. And possibly again. Possibly again, yeah. I don't think I ever want to eat durians in my whole life due to playing this game. And that's really saying much. God, come on. Yeah, I mean, this is just basically like playing with popcorn here. And finally, after just years of getting this thing finally into the goal, I think this is basically, pun intended, an uphill struggle, but it just takes a whole lot of patience. And again, while doing this off screen, while doing this on screen, pardon me, it kind of saps a lot of that patience, whatever patience you had left. And yeah, that landed, I do believe, in the water. If I do remember correctly, I think this one landed straight in the canal, yep. And that was the part where I just kind of wanted to cry. And all I basically had to do was squirt this right into the basket. That was all that I had to do. Again, kind of crying deep inside. Oh boy, getting the hard one taken care of. That was kind of a mother. That was a mother load. And I'm very glad I finally accomplished that and I saved. So now, teleportation to Culture Shock, Pineapple-ness. So out of one sport and into another, now we get to play some basketball. And this one is, once again, one of the easiest, if not the easiest. All you have to do is just toss a bunch of pineapples into the goal here, into this basket. 4 points. Are we gonna aim for 6? Aim for 6. Come on, Mario. Aim for 6. No, Mario. I said aim for 6. You get 1 more free throw. Aim for 6. There we go. Awesome. That was it. That was all that required. And again, basically, where you can find these pineapples are where you can find those pineapples is that one market that's right by the beach. And besides that fountain that we just passed there. Those are the main sources for finding these pineapples, and it was really nothing doing. So now, let's just take some time to find another blue coin right under the canal, yay! Combo breaking. It is totally there. Totally there as we read that marquee, as we read this news crawl. Process. The Mushroom Kingdom. Kind of forgot that the Isle Delfino is kind of within the confines of the Mushroom Kingdom. And yeah, here we go. Now we're facing Shadow Mario here. And he kind of takes a little bit to defeat, because we kind of take our sweet time trying to get all the way up here and try to figure out where that little miscreant went. Lo and behold, though, he is over here. And it becomes one great deal of a chase scene. One great deal. One small step for paw print. Isle. Different game. But yeah, this is basically the turbo nozzle, which we can use for a couple mini games down here in town. And if we can just kind of get this stupid red herring's ass down, if we can actually just apprehend him. If we could just have the power to finally apprehend him and just turn him in, tell the public that this is actually not Mario, but actually Bowser Jr., since we just faced Bowser Jr. on another island, then we really wouldn't be playing this game. We wouldn't have, we would just, that would be the plot there and then. And I was about to Turbo Dash too. Well, why couldn't you just Turbo Dash? Why did we just have to chase you all around town? Oh boy, all these questions will never be answered because video game logic exists, basically. Let's just remember that, my game musicians. And also let's remember that the Let's Play curse also exists, because I never had this much trouble with this minigame. This one's probably one of the easiest. Because basically all you have to do is just Turbo Dash, and I keep mistiming this. And I know it's kind of hard to say this, my game musicians, but yeah. This one probably took about 5 lives, because I was doing all this on camera, and it's kind of funny too because I wasn't providing commentary at all. I just can't believe it took me this long just to get this one Shine Sprite, which really didn't have to require a lot of effort at all. And yep, I was so close there. I was that close, guys. I was one smidgen close to obtaining that Shine Sprite. Oh no! Mario just had to fall off the cube like an idiot. And now because of this, I'm gonna keep mistiming this. In some way, in some fashion, I'm gonna mistime this. Again, while damaging myself, and yep, getting hit by the cube. Because cubes are now basically the banes of our existence. Like sands or an hourglass. It is a greater enemy that we must now face. Facing the cube. You know what's worse than that? Cubing math. No, not really. Or, you know, just measuring cubic feet, or just falling off like that. Well, one of these days I will eventually obtain this Shine Sprite. One of these days. May not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it'll certainly be today. Hopefully this time, as I scratch my head, just perplexing myself. Just looking all perplexed. Can we? Yeah, there we go. Took 5 tries just to obtain this one easy shine. I can't believe it took me this long just to get this one frickin' shine. But there's plenty more. I mean, one of these mini games is going to make up for that. It's simply going to be one of the mini games from hell here for this game. Because yeah, there is one that is probably a lot less nicer than that one. That one was probably a cakewalk compared to this one other one, and you guys will be seeing that way on down the line here. Believing me, my game musicians, this one was not a picnic at all. And I think a lot of you guys know what this is. Because you guys have either played this game or have seen someone else do this game. Either way, I don't really care because I'm just another person playing this game. And it's just basically me, but providing another perspective of the game in general. I don't have to be like every other. I don't have to be like every other LPer, providing the same sort of commentary throughout. Because hey, at least I'm doing a different take on this. So now we're doing another one, which actually, by the way, which will lead to another hellish minigame. But this one will require Yoshi, and it requires a bunch of tedium and patience. So let's get ready for this in the long haul, and just being sure that we don't stupidly drown Yoshi while doing so, because I do this quite a couple of times. And that one looks like mango or something. Excuse me, not mango, pear. We've got the pears spread throughout this town. Okay, here we go. That didn't take too long to find. Bada bing, bada boom! Yoshi has now gotten freed from egg to zoom. Yeah, that totally made sense. That totally made sense. I have basically won the poetry contest for originality. But yeah, there are quite a couple of things we can do with Yoshi here. One being that there's a blue coin behind this what appears to be either fire or fruit juice or whatever. And I think there's another one here. I think there was probably another one that was right by this whole barrier, if you can call it that. Okay, just so you know, one green bird will equal 1 coin. Aren't you glad we actually got Jerome Kern as he rose from the grave? God damn you, Jerome Kern. Oh boy, and because of that, Billy Atwater strikes again, and now we must go back to his coffin and pick him up another fruit. Yeah. Totally not going where that was going. But yeah, here we go. Here is the other place where we can actually puke on some fruit juice. Again, assuming that was actually fruit juice or just fruity fire or just St. Elmo's fire turned into an M with 2 antennae and compound eyes, and it became a Beedrill. Excelente, we get that one. My lovely scientist voice strikes again. I'm so eccentric. So eccentric underneath this, what appears to be a continental shelf of some kind. Because anything that's way beyond and deep is an invisible wall. And yeah, let's be prepared for a raft ride. It may be kind of peaceful, maybe a nice peaceful ride, but it also requires a lot of patience, because you see that island right over there? That one actually houses the minigame. The problem, though, is that the pipe where we... Yeah, the problem, though, is the pipe that actually will take us to said minigame is also drenched with this fruity fire that we're trying to extinguish. And we have to bring Yoshi here. The bitter reality is we have to take Yoshi. We can't exactly do this any other way. And this takes us... Yeah, I mean that was basically going to be inescapable anyway. But anyway, here is the minigame from hell, and we will get back to the other minigame from hell, the one that requires Yoshi. But yeah, welcome to Pachinko Madness. This thing. Not this one. And yeah, this one will require quite a few tries here. A lot of this I did off camera. And one just basically required practicing a little bit just to kind of get myself a lot more familiar with how the mechanics of this whole game work, because there are certain mechanics that come into play with this certain minigame. There are actually mechanics. There is actually some physics here that you can manipulate so you can get the shine easily. But unfortunately for me, it takes me kind of a while just to remember how this whole game works, how this whole game functions. And it may just come with muscle memory, just the fact that I haven't actually completed this shine in quite a while, but believe you me, it takes a great deal to figure out what I was doing wrong. And yeah, as you can probably tell here, guys, you have to kind of manipulate the physics here. Not merely from squirting per se, but just from the fact that you have to use the control stick. And it kind of took me probably a few minutes to figure this out, or rather to reanalyze this, to actually rediscover what I was doing wrong. Because again, the whole point of this whole mission here is to get all the red coins without ending up in the ejection part. I don't know, I haven't played pinball in a long time. Forgive my lack of a better word as I kind of look this up. But just basically, you want to try to get all the red coins without ejecting yourself from the machine, which there are many ways to do that too. There are many different outcomes that will, unfortunately, actually get you to do that. And there is really no way of getting out, because once you go down there, once you actually end up in that zone, there is no getting out of it. There's no backing out. Then you will have to play this minigame again. And it actually takes me, it took me a few tries on camera, but I'm gonna just show you this one attempt because I was that close in getting this. And if you see that red coin down there in that green, I think it was, no, never mind, no, it was the purple one. And yeah, there we go. Once again, once you end up in this one zone, there's no getting out of it. You're gonna have to repeat this mission again. So yeah, anyway, see you guys in the next one.